First fall. My name is Joe. These are just opinions. I am Joepinionated. Today on Joepinionated List, Movie Edition, I'm getting ready to break down the top 10 performances by the legendary actor Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson was born on April 22nd, 1937 in New Jersey, Neptune, New Jersey, which makes him 85 today. Jack Nicholson's mom was young when she had him, so he was raised by his grandparents, and his mom was his sister. According to him growing up, he didn't realize that his sister was actually his mom and that his other sister was his aunt. And he found out after his mom and his grandmother, who was acting as his mom, passed away. So he tragically found out a few years afterwards. Jack Nicholson, one of the biggest actors of all time. He got his big break in Easy Rider. Also in 1976, he took on a role just so he could work side by side with Marlon Brando, his acting hero. And when he was younger, he worked in a movie theater he had viewed On the Waterfront over 40 times. Stanley Kubrick was so impressed by Jack's performance in Easy Rider that he cast him in his movie Napoleon, which didn't end up ever getting made, but I saw in the news recently that Steven Spielberg's actually going to put it together as a miniseries. Jack's won a handful of Oscars, goes down as one of the greatest actors of all time. Today I'm counting down the top 10 movies from Jack Nicholson, top 10 performances. And I haven't seen every single Jack Nicholson movie. I've seen quite a few of them. I've seen all the ones on this list. There might be a couple that I haven't seen that maybe make your top 10 list. Let me know in the comments below. And also remember to like and subscribe. So number 10 all-time Jack Nicholson performances, I'm going from 1969's Easy Rider. I'll be honest with you, I own this movie. I bought it when I was younger. I used to watch a lot of movies, especially when I was a teenager and in my young 20s, and I could never really get into this movie. I watched it a couple times. I do have it, so I'll have to. Anyways, this is his debut, Easy Rider, co-starring Peter Fonda and Dennis Hopper. Number 9 all-time Jack Nicholson performances, Colonel Nathan Jessup in 1992's A Few Good Men. This is actually a pretty incredible role.
First fall.
So in this one, he co-stars with Tom Cruise. You Can't Handle the Truth. Number 9 all-time Joepinionated List, I'm going with A Few Good Men. Okay, 1989, Tim Burton thought he'd take on Batman, did a bang-up job. Secret Sauce, Michael Keaton, and certainly Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Jack Nicholson, I know, took a lot of pride in this role. He saw it as a piece of art, and it really was. You know, a Tim Burton classic, obviously. I think Jack is the star of this show. Number 7 all-time Jack Nicholson roles comes from 1983. The movie won Best Picture. Jack Nicholson, I think, won Best Supporting Actor or Best Act. I think it's Best Supporting Actor. Garrett Breedlove is his character in the 1983 Terms of Endearment. I think this one won Best Picture too. I can't remember 100% for sure. I just remember really liking Jack Nicholson when I was a kid and trying to watch all of his movies, and this is one that I got. Now, to be honest with you, I was also too young when I watched this show because I also thought it was a little bit boring at the time. But I did watch this one again years later, and I really liked it. It's a great show. It might be one of his best performances, really. Number 7 on the Joepinionated List, greatest Jack Nicholson performances. I'm going with Terms of Endearment. In 1970, Jack Nicholson played the role of Robert Dupea in the movie 5 Easy Pieces. I like this movie because I was a pipe fitter. Just seen a lot of familiar tools and that sort of stuff. This is just a movie about a free spirit and somebody that just decides to say, you know what, forget it, I'm out of here. If you haven't seen it, it's artsy fartsy. I don't think you'll really like this unless you're a diehard cinema fan. This one was the one that everybody in Hollywood started to really pay attention to Jack. I think it was filmed around Vancouver Island, actually, come to think of it now. Saw the ferry scene in the background there. 1974, pick number 6 for all-time greatest Jack Nicholson roles. I'm going with his role as Jake Gittes in Roman Polanski's film noir classic, Chinatown. If you like the old Humphrey Bogart film noir movies, this is a real throwback to those. And this is seen as the greatest throwback to the film noir genre. Roman Polanski directed one of my favorite horror movies of all time, Rosemary's Baby. Chinatown is probably considered his greatest movie. Jack's lights out in this movie, and I think if you look at a lot of the, film critic lists and stuff like that, you'll see Chinatown at the top of almost every one of them. Number 5 all-time Joepinionated List. In 2005, Martin Scorsese got his chance with Jack Nicholson, and Jack Nicholson played a supporting role, Frank Costello, in The Departed. This is an incredible mob cop drama. Leonardo DiCaprio, Marky Mark, Matt Damon, but Jack Nicholson, in my opinion, steals the show. I think he's the best in this movie.
It's Jack. He's the man.
Okay, number 3, Jack Nicholson performances, Joepinionated List. From 1997, his role as Melvin Udall in As Good as It Gets. Now, this is sort of in the prime for me for watching movies, 1997, basically through the 90s, especially the late 90s. I just watched movies nonstop. I wasn't doing the music thing as much. I was only into a handful of bands, but I watched a ton of movies. This is one that I love. I used to watch this actually quite a bit when it first came out. Recognized, I think, by the Academy for this one too. It's a funny movie, so check it out. It's also a romantic comedy too, so you can make a date out of it. 1975, Milos Forman, legendary director, made his debut with this Michael Douglas production, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Number 2 all-time Joepinionated List greatest roles for Jack Nicholson, Randall McMurphy. This movie also debuted Christopher Lloyd, Danny DeVito. This guy goes to the psych ward, causes a little havoc. He probably shouldn't be in there. Creates some friendships and just an incredible drama. This is one of the only movies ever. Best actor, best actress, best movie picture, best director, and best screenplay. The only one to ever do that again was Silence of the Lambs. This is one of the best movies ever made. Number 1 all-time Jack Nicholson performance comes from 1980's The Shining and his role as Jack Torrance. I did a Stanley Kubrick list first. I honestly think this is Jack's best performance. I mentioned in the Stanley Kubrick, the making of The Shining is incredible. It shows Jack getting ready for the role. And so check out the making of The Shining if you haven't seen it. A combination of a perfect movie and lights out role. Number 1 all time, Jack Torrance, The Shining. Jack Nicholson's greatest role. So that's it. That does it for Joepinionated List. Jack Nicholson's top 10 roles. Remember to live and let live. Feel free to gank my list. Like and subscribe. Check out the description for links to Tristones and Tristan Armstrong, the Actual Goners, Jordan Van, all the people that provide the music in the background.
Great Canadian content.
Remember to sign into your Gmail account if you want to like and subscribe these videos. That makes it kind of easy on YouTube. That's it. I'm sorry I'm a little low on facts and high on opinions. Respect to Jack Nicholson.